Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Greenwave TV, alternative media television. It is, of course, March 20th, 2013. Now, I've covered this story in a lot of detail. In fact, I just put out a breaking new mini documentary titled Surveillance State. If you haven't watched this yet, please do. We've had a little over 7,000 views since we put it out. Please get it out to your friends and family. In my opinion, not to toot my own horn, it's one of the better pieces of work that AMTV and I personally have put out in the history of our organization, digging in to what exactly is Google Glass. And you can see here Sergey Brin showing off Google Glass. This is the brand new technology, looks like glasses. They call it Google Glass that you're going to wear on your face, and this just opens up a host of 1984 George Orwellian police state issues. I mean, if this isn't what George Orwell predicted in his book, I don't know what is. And it's not necessarily that technology is bad. It's not necessarily that technology isn't improving our lives in a certain respect. But we need to understand that it is also extremely dangerous if we do not, and if we are not cognizant of the risks and the totalitarian nature of a single company, institution, government, body, or entity monopolizing everything we do. I mean, think about it. Google, which owns YouTube, which owns video on the internet, which has now officially conquered mainstream television. More people are tuned into the news on the internet than they are watching CNN now. Think about that for a moment. But that is all centrally dominated by Google. Whether or not you want to liken them to Big Brother or the Orwellian police state or Obama's connection with companies like Facebook and Google, these social media / media giants, is up to you to decide. But what's important about this is just touching the surface of what we can expect in the coming months, in the coming years. Now, Google says they're going to release this as soon as the end of the year, before the end of the year is out. We could literally be seeing Google Glass on people's faces, wearing them in the streets, recording your every move within the next couple of months. Now, we have to keep in mind that Google is a company. Google is a giant corporation, and they're in the business of profit. They're in the business of making money. So in addition to wearing these devices and selling you on the idea that this is going to enhance your life or be your virtual assistant, also realize Google is going to be learning your behavior in placing numerous ads across the display screen, much like when you watch a YouTube video today or you search the web and Google AdWords suggests search results or companies or products or services for you to buy. Because again, this is about profit. Google is in the business of making money. And the more exposure that they have, the more the people allow this technology to enter their lives on a very personal level now. Now, of course, we have the cell phones, but this is different. Now that we're wearing these devices, you will go to a bar or you will be out in public and you will be recorded and not even know it. People will be live streaming your day-to-day actions at the workplace, in your personal life, inside your home. And this is just raising a lot of issues, a host of issues, and it's opening up a can of worms. Now, this predictive technology is a lot smarter, and we're seeing this with computers now dominate chess players, dominate the best chess players in the world, dominates the stock market. Computers do, the algorithm does, and now it's dominating our social behavior. Not only is it learning our future behavior, it's 1,000 moves ahead of us, but it is predicting future purchases, suggesting and recommending what it is we want before we even know we want it. Now, these devices will ultimately be connected to our biology. We'll be monitoring our heart rate in the future. We'll alert you to your next doctor checkup, your latest tax return. That's how much information this technology is going to know about you. And it is all going to link back to the central hub, the hive. A lot of people think of Star Trek linking back to the Borg. This is reality. I mean, we are literally manifesting what we've seen and what we've created in science fiction. In science fiction, in this futuristic perception of what our reality is going to be like. This is like the Matrix. This is like Vanilla Sky and Star Trek rolled all into one, where literally humans are borging themselves willfully and are giving up their autonomy and their ability to be an anonymous person. You're giving up your free will, your individuality, your spirit, creativity. And this is very much a self-fulfilling prophecy in the nature that this company can only predict what it thinks you want based on your past behavior. Much like Netflix predicts what movie to watch next based on what you've already liked. It can only predict future events and give you suggestions based on what you've done in the past. And that is a severe limitation and an obvious limitation of the technology, because the technology does not know what you do not know you might like in the future. It doesn't expose you to new experience. What it does is it fits you into a specific paradigm and limits that accidental quality and nature and the beauty of what I see in humanity and man. For example, a human being painted the Sistine Chapel. A human being, wrote Beethoven's symphony. A human being has created and accomplished, amazing things. I would argue the most amazing things in humanity have been created by man, not by machine, not by a computer. Yes, a man landed on the moon and technology got him there, but we are now allowing technology to take us over, as if the alternate reality is somehow more attractive than real life, than reality itself. Now, this opens up so many issues, and it's such a can of worms. Imagine living in a virtual reality in the future, much like we do today, but take it to another step with these VR goggles that you can put on your eyes. Imagine living in a virtual alternative universe, and a machine, you could be, let's say, in the United States, and a machine could be interacting with the environment of Paris and walking around the streets of Paris. And what if that machine could also interpret taste, smell, sight, and feeling, and all the human emotions? And imagine if you could actually have the same sensory perception with the machine through the computer technology in the VR devices. What's real and what's not? What's reality and what's non-reality? Who are we as human beings anymore? Because at the end of the day, it's all in the mind. It's all in the brain. We are the most beautiful algorithm, but based on where this technology is heading, it's very much going to confuse a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to lose their sense of self, their sense of identity, their sense of, again, individuality and free will and free spirit. So this is incredibly dangerous where we're headed, and it's not to say that all technology is bad or that specifically this technology necessarily is bad, but it is incredibly dangerous if we are not monitoring the devices that we are allowing to intimately enter our daily lives, into our homes, into our towns, into our churches, and just into our daily life experience. It's a little bit crazy. Please watch our latest breaking documentary Surveillance State. I'll put it up here with the link. Watch it, share it. I cover this in so much detail, it'll blow your mind. I'm just touching the surface here with this video. Please get it out. Please make sure it gets a lot more views than just the 7,000 it's had so far. I think it's just an incredible piece of art and an incredible piece of work. And it really is a total mind-blowing experience. It's a mind F. It's a mind F. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean. It is crazy. It is absolutely insane where this technology is headed. But remember, this is all about profit. This is all about control. This is all about a war for your mind, dominating the human experience, creating that alternate reality to control you and to ultimately profit from you. Like a share of stock, you have a quantifiable dollar value to these people and to these companies. And is that something that you want to allow to enter your lives at an intimate level to control and to dominate not just your current but future behavior? That's what this predictive technology can do. And it is altering the landscape completely of what it means to be man and the role that man plays versus and with machines. And we could very likely be creating our own hell on earth without even realizing it, and destroying our own humanity on such a very real level. And I don't want it to get there. I don't want it to get to that point where we have literally destroyed ourselves and allowed the technology to destroy us. Allowed a very evil, or potentially, let me rephrase that, potentially evil technology take over what it means to be human and what defines man and what defines our humanity, which to me is something so incredibly wonderful and beautiful. It can never be replaced by a machine, never be replaced by technology or some genius algorithm. I'm Christopher Green. Please get this video out to everybody you can. Hard-hitting and in your face. Peace.